Morning.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, it was fine.
Good.
Mette Bülow's heart beats for transport.
Right now we are in Port of Aarhus in Denmark. We are loading 27 V90 1.8 megawatt turbines for US.
Mette is Vice President of Transport and Logistic Excellence and has been with Vestas for 15 years. She's in charge of making Vestas even better at transporting turbines to sites.
What we do in Transport and Logistics Excellence is that we work on transport processes, we do procedural reviews, we do a lot of things cross-functional, so we are aligned and try to implement everything in the same way all over the world.
Last year, Vestas transported 3,320 turbines to sites all over the world. It took around 150 container ships and 33,000 trucks to transport the 900,000 tons of turbines. On top of that, 3.3 million tons of concrete was transported to sites for the foundations alone. That took another 160,000 trucks. That might sound like a logistical nightmare for some, but for Mette and her colleagues, it's an interesting challenge.
When planning a transport, you need to take a lot into consideration. How many times do we handle the turbines or the blades? A typical handling phase for a blade is you have to pick it up and put it down again approximately 8 times. So that's a lot for each component. You have to think about how long time are we on the water or on the road, and we can continue like that. So all that goes into the timeline of the customer's project. So it's very, very important that you think about all this from start to finish.
Reliability, cost-effectiveness and safety are key words in Vestas transport. In the future, transport will also become greener.
It is of course important that we think about green transport in Vestas. But there are many things we can do to do that. We can, for example, instead of doing trucking, in areas where it's possible to do barging, sailing on the rivers, or we can go by rail. That's important because then we can save the CO2.
If 100 tower sections are transported from Houston to Amarillo, Texas by rail cars instead of trucks, that alone saves 271 tons of CO2. It would take 6,311 tree seedlings 10 years to remove that amount of CO2 from the environment. For that reason, all Vestas factories in Colorado are directly connected to the National Railway. Another example of an exciting green initiative ahead is CO2 surveillance in trucks and locomotives. Back at the port of Aarhus, the loading of the V90s proceeds as planned.
The operation for me looks very, very smooth right now. It's just running with 15 minutes or so per nacelle.
Yeah, it's looking okay. So, and I think they have another 4 or 5 to go in the number 2 hold, and then we go forward.
It always makes me feel very, very good when I see a transport process run smoothly. For example, this loading operation is really, really nice. You really feel that, whoa, it just works. Now we're ready to go. The turbines for the customer are on their way.